Hey, this is Ellie from Alternative Mums Fitness, and today I'm going to answer a question that's been asked in a group that I'm in on Facebook. And that question was, if you could give one piece of advice to a newborn baby, what would that be? So today I'm going to answer that with a bit of a story. And I have actually recorded this video already, but I didn't feel that I was going deep enough. So I'm going to share a story with you that answers the question of what I think would be the most important advice. And that piece of advice is to believe in yourself. So a few years ago, I had my first child. My daughter's now 3.5. And at the time, my partner was on a tourist visa, so he couldn't work. And I just had my daughter, obviously, so I couldn't work either. And I'd put on a lot of weight in pregnancy. I'd put on 20 kilos. And I wanted to be able to lose the weight as quickly but as healthily as possible afterwards. And I looked around out there for a mum's fitness class that had babysitting there, so I didn't have to drop my daughter off somewhere else. I don't have any family support here in Brisbane, so that wasn't an option for me. I wanted something that was affordable, and I wanted something that where I could be surrounded by like-minded people and be part of a great community. And I couldn't find anything out there like it. So I started on my own health and weight loss journey myself, and we couldn't afford a car at the time. We lived quite close to the city, so that we could walk everywhere. We could hardly even afford public transport. We couldn't afford meat. We lived off $50 a week for groceries, and so it kind of forced us to be healthy in a way. A lot of people say that you have to have money to to lose weight or to be healthy, and you totally don't. Mine was the opposite. I couldn't afford chocolate. I couldn't afford takeaway. I could only afford the very basics in food. Like I said before, I couldn't afford a car, so I had to walk and run everywhere. So I walked and ran everywhere with the pram. I started lifting some weights as well, and I did body weight exercises at home and at the park. And I managed to lose 29 kilos in 7 months. And the big reason that that happened is because I believed in myself. I had two options. I could have said, okay, no, this is too hard. I give up. I'm just going to sit there in the corner and cry and have the whole victim mentality of why me? Why is all this bad stuff happening? It's never going to get any better. Instead, I chose the option of believing in myself, believing in my partner, knowing that if I just went out and lived my life and looked for opportunities and did the best that I could to be able to support my family and have a great family environment, even though we had no money, look after myself as well, and with the thought that, okay, things are going to get better, even though everything was stacking up against us, then things would get better. And I thought to myself, I can just sit and cry in the corner, or I can think, no, actually, there are people out there that are much worse off than us. Yes, this is a tough time for us, but crying about it and getting upset isn't going to make it any better. There are people much worse off out there than us, and we're lucky. We've got a roof over our heads. We're still together as a family. We haven't been separated. We've got a beautiful daughter. We've got our health, and let's make the most of this, and over time things will get better. And now looking back a few years later, I've I started my own successful business in that time where we had no money. I was running to my classes with the pram, with my equipment in the bottom of the pram, and I made it work. And I changed my life, and I changed other people's lives as well at the toughest time for me and my family. And now looking back, it's made us so much stronger as a family, and myself as a person as well, because I know what it's like to go through those tough times, and I appreciate the good times now. I appreciate being able to eat a nice meal out. I appreciate being able to support my family and do things I want when I want to. And that drives me on and inspires and motivates me to be better and to be more for myself, for my family, and for everyone else's lives that I touch and that I can help change through my business and just through my life in general. And that makes me happy, helping others and being the best person and best version of myself for myself and my family and for everyone else, so I can help change their lives as well. So I guess just to recap, believing in yourself, believing in myself has helped me through that journey and to get where I am today. And that would be my one piece of advice for a newborn baby, because if you don't believe in yourself, then you give up. And I could have been in that victim mentality, and my life would be so much different today if I hadn't have believed in myself.